So we're going to start our session today. Keep relax your body and let your whole body weight go down. So gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. So while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing, and let your whole body weight go down. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this meditation session, we practice mainly two mental cultures, tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. So, tranquility meditation means samatha bhavana, or cultivate your mind to stay in one point and allow your mind to settle down itself, and you develop undisturbed mind. So very nature of our mind always go with the thought related to past or the future. But at the same time, deeply the mind has no structure to be busy. Mind has nature, whatever available, it just go with it. So then yourself, knowingly or unknowingly, in this samsaric journey, you used to think and you yourself misuse the mind. So that's why it is very difficult now for you even intensely calm down it, because it already built up a current or the habits to go here and there. But still, if you able to be very clear with your awareness and with your consciousness, and if you decide yourself to focus towards something, then the thought has no options. Thoughts start to follow that. So then you have opportunity always to get out of that, whatever the condition of the mind, and build up a new condition. So that new condition should be not what we want. You have to allow your mind to let it be with its own nature. Otherwise, if you, by effort, if you try to hold the mind, then it's going to become more stressful, tiring, difficult, hard, little by little. No, just allow your mind to just settle down. Only thing is that take out all unnecessary thoughts. Unnecessary means whatever not related to this moment, don't keep thinking. If you don't keep thinking, your thoughts going to disappear itself for a certain level. But when it comes to tranquility meditation, so allow your mind to settle down, same like the water. If you disturb to it, what will happen? It's never going to settle down. But if you allow it to settle down, it will settle down. So with your mind, just focus to the primary mental object, that is your inhalation, exhalation. And while you in observing the inhalation, exhalation, so rather than what you should do, it better you recognize what you should not do, negations. So that is another way that in the Buddha's teachings, that you go to some state, some level, not looking for that level, and you recognize all the principles, what you should not do. So as example, just imagine you playing a game. So then if you know all the rules that what you should not break, then what will happen? You can play the game without making any mistake. So otherwise, maybe you are a good player. But if you don't know the rules, what will happen maybe? You very easily break rules, then you get out of the game. So negations is kind of like what you should not do when it comes to tranquility. Why? Because the tranquility state itself, we cannot explain by words. Even if you recognize it, what is the tranquility state? If you don't know the negative part of it, then maybe, and very easily you break that rules. So that's why negations, that the negative part of what you should not do, that knowingly that things will help you to reach to the right place. So in that place, the very important thing, not to interfere with the inhalation, exhalation in any condition. Allow it to happen naturally. And keep focus your mind in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen naturally. Don't hold your breath. Don't maintain it. Don't count on it. So, and don't comment, and don't bring your past experience to this moment and don't mix it with your present experience. Keep the past as past. And don't comment on yourself regarding whatever the inhalation, exhalation. Just recognize. That recognition should come out of the sensation, not by visualizing, dreaming, thinking about it, or making anything happen the way you want. So those are the few things that there are a huge list, but those are the few things that you have to remember mainly. So that will give you an idea then how to settle down with the inhalation, exhalation. And once you settle down with it and observe inhalation, exhalation separately in the beginning. And then if your mind settle down with, observe the entire continuation from beginning to end. Observe entire breath body. Breath body means one inhalation or one exhalation from beginning to end. And then some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that. And also, when you keep observing this way, sometimes that your conventional level of this practice will bring kind of like a comfort, satisfaction, joy. Don't go with it. And sometimes your own mind can disturb. Suddenly things can pop up related to the very short memory, very recent memory, very old. Maybe some things can vomit from your sansaric journey, but don't go with it. Be disciplined yourself to observe the inhalation, exhalation, and stay with the sensation. Always remember, this is that whatever come to your mind or whatever experience go through, it is not really, if it is not related to this moment, forget about it. And don't respond to that your feelings. So that way, it will help you to get into tranquility state. When come to tranquility state, your body, your mind, breathing, thoughts, everything will settle down to one level, and then there you don't get disturbed. So that is a moment that you can use this mind. And from there we go to Vipassana level. Vipassana means we thoroughly, deeply observe. Another thing is observe to the bottom, to the depth, and recognizing the ultimate truth. So whatever the things we observe regarding that, without adding anything. And at the same time, when you observe, don't allow your mind to have any kind of attachment or any kind of resistance regarding the object, or the experience that you go through. So that you have to be very careful with that. And always keep the mind free from your own experience, from your own thoughts. So observe the same inhalation, exhalation, and drop all the surface level of details, inhalation, exhalation, long, short, and the beginning, middle, end, that kind of, don't follow that kind of detail. Just getting to the bottom and see the impermanence of the inhalation, exhalation. And always in a journey. So that your experience change and the inhalation, exhalation itself change. An unsatisfactory nature. There is no any place to settle down. Oh, this is the moment, this is enough, like that way. So whatever you feel, in that feeling, it always go to something else. So don't look for a place to settle down. Don't look for an end. Just see the very nature that you go through. And selflessness. And it is nothing to do with that you. This is an experience happening itself naturally. And the only thing is that you recognize it. But the inhalation, exhalation happen itself. Otherwise, it is not inhalation or exhalation have a kind of like a self to decide, oh, I want to go in, oh, I want to come out. I should be like this, that, like that way. It doesn't have any kind of self. And also the feelings doesn't have any kind of self. It is not governed by something or somebody. So then how it is happening? This all happening according to necessary conditions, cause and effect. So that is why we experience this all, everything. Maybe it is very subtle to recognize. That's why we put something on it and thinking, oh, maybe there is somebody doing it. See, in the ancient time, even the wind, even the rain, sun, this everything, the people used to believe there is someone behind this, that they decide and they do it. But now people are able to understand for a certain level. There is a natural process. That's why we experience this all. But still, sometimes our mind is not sharp to deeply recognize how this natural mechanism that happening like this way, and how even our head to toes we experience this everything as a result of cause and effect. So then still we think there is somebody doing something, or this everything happening according to someone else decision or the idea. So like that. But when you don't go for everything, just take one thing and start from there. So the breathing is the most important part in our life. And if you cannot breathing, forget about it. You done. Your name go, your form go, everything. You just, then the people start to call you just the body, not by name. When the breathing disappear, whatever belong to you anymore, it's not going to be with you. Other everyone start to take that everything. And maybe they will declare wars regarding whatever belong to you, but you, they try to bury you as soon as, burn you as soon as possible. Why? You are not breathing. So the most important part in your life is breathing. So that's why focus to that. Keep the respect, whatever the creators or the gods or everybody, keep that respect. Keep focus to inhalation, exhalation, and go with your own experience. Look, don't bound yourself to any views, any believing, don't tie to anything. Be completely free and observe and see what you can experience. So then decide yourself and go from there. It's nothing to do with any religion or any believing. It is nothing to do with any dogma. It is nothing to do with any fantasy. So it is your self-experience, self-knowledge. That is the most difficult part. People not accept the self-knowledge. It is a propaganda from the ancient time through the culture, tradition, economy, politics, religions. They don't allow self-knowledge. They allow only the knowledge already. They decide what should be or how it should be. So you have to follow that. But when it comes to vipassana, when you come to the clear comprehension or sati sampajanya, when you develop that, you allow that everything to be there like that way, but you start to observe and go with the self experience. So that is the real moment of living. So then without adding anything, just observe impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness and see it within yourself. You no need to believe, you no need to follow. You have to have an analytical mind to see by yourself and see what it is. So let's practice a little bit. And your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So bring your attention to your body and observe head to toes yourself 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also, think for a moment. This is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and then from there observe the impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness within inhalation, exhalation. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area and deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. And recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. You may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just accept it. See the impermanence, unsatisfactory, and selflessness within each and every inhalation, exhalation. Bring your attention to your body and observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as we can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding ourselves like this. So, with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it. with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this meditation practice, our main purpose is developing our mind to reach to a level to experience the ultimate truth. So, when it comes to that, what do you mean by ultimate truth? What do you mean by truth? And in day-to-day life, what do your mind experience? And have you ever thought, what is the highest that your mind can achieve in conventional life? If there is something else come to your mind, why then you don't get it? So if this is the ultimate that you can gain, you don't look then anything anymore, then you are not here to practice meditation. Or even you don't look for anything anymore, even anywhere. Even you may not going to watch TV, listening to news, reading a newspaper, go online and Google, YouTube. You don't do that. If your mind experience the highest, in that very moment, you complete. In that completion, no desire, you just exist. But in day-to-day life, averagely, as an ordinary person yourself, so you have to ask that question yourself. So if you are here, we can have a conversation, better conversation. But here now, I'm every day now becoming like a robot and looking at my own pace and keep talking. But anyway, there's something that I try to to tell you. So if you become very clear and hear it and get it, and then you will understand. It may not going to, everybody not going to get it, but still question yourself. So is this the best that you experience every day? If not, you have to ask question yourself, why you not experience the best yourself? So the other thing is, are we capable to experience something, and what we mean by experience? So those are questions that we have to be very clear. So mostly our life depending on informations and thoughts. So we always think, without thinking, without thoughts, without informations, without knowledge. That knowledge means the accumulated knowledge. Without that, we have an idea that without that all knowledge, our life not going to be complete. But when it comes to your mind, so before you come to this thought, there is a moment you used to exist yourself. But still you had the understanding or the feelings. Maybe you didn't have idea or the words to explain it. But there is a moment you had the connection. So then one thing you have to understand, there is something in your mind. The true nature means, the real wisdom means, ultimate truth means, without thoughts, there is a moment your mind itself can understand. So that is what called clear comprehension again. So remember this word, Sati Sampajanya. That word you can find only in the Buddha's teaching, and when it comes to the Satipatthana or the Vipassana knowledge. So is it possible for you to understand something without words? So that then your whole understanding means is that everything related to words. Just look yourself and see. So as example, you experience something, or maybe you do something it come out very beautiful, like as a carpenter, or maybe you cook something, or you make something, you do some work, and it come perfect. It's kind of like a masterpiece of art. So then, do you think that by words that you can explain it? Or if your wisdom or the knowledge or depending on words, did you use any words to make that masterpiece to happen like that way? Or there was a moment came to your mind, you detached from thoughts and the ideas that you collected, and the mind start to flow itself. So there is a moment in you without thoughts. Remember this very carefully. Without thoughts, there is a moment in your mind, it can exist, and in that very moment, it has power to get connected to each and everything, whatever you want. So then how the wanting come? So it come according to that necessary conditions in that moment. So as example, it like this. newly born baby. Just imagine the baby born today. And that baby don't know any language, don't know any kind of methods or the patterns or thoughts or nothing. But still, that baby can understand who is the mother and who is the neighbor. And maybe somebody else, if the somebody else take the baby and the baby cry. So see that the baby doesn't know anything, know any language, know any kind of words you can use. So, but when the baby go to mother's hand, the baby knows this is mother. How this knowingly come? Because if you think that the knowledge means this, we need to know, we have to accumulate, we have to remember, we have to learn these things to live. So then how in that way, that's only one example. So to understand to yourself, there is something, some place beyond your thoughts. You can live in a place beyond your thoughts. But the thing is, we caught up with the thoughts. So we caught up with the thoughts and we become more comfortable with the thoughts. Why? Because it brings us the security. How? Because of the culture, tradition, and then the other people used to do that way, and then we also going to do that way, and then other people appreciate it, and then we become comfortable with it. So like that. So when it comes to the vipassana, remember yourself, don't bound to any kind of thoughts. That is where the clear comprehension comes. You just being to just the experience. So then how you can get out of the thoughts? So the very first thing that you have to understand, there is a place for you to exist without thoughts. If you don't know that, you're not going to go there. So conventionally, the very first thing you have to know that there is a way you can live completely without missing any information, without missing regarding the past or the future, without missing any information. There is a moment you can exist without thoughts. So see, sometimes in life, some dreams happen, and you're going to experience it very next day or next month. You're going to experience it exactly the same way you dreamed. Exactly the same way you saw, you're going to experience it. Or maybe not the surface level of the details, but the final result you're going to experience. And as you know, there are certain things that before the human experience ourselves, there are certain animals, they can experience it. So then what you have to understand? So if, as example, earthquake. So if the earthquake going to happen, so before it happened, before we experience it, sometimes the dogs experience it. So what it is? And some birds. So as example, like when the tsunami happened in Sri Lanka, during that time, there are some animals and they ran away from the ocean to the land. But there are people, they ran from land to the ocean. See how this the animal understand it is not about there is a tsunami going to happen or there is an earthquake going to happen. So you have to understand how that can, as an incident or as a kind of like a information or indication, how they get it. So that's mean before we experience it as a knowledge, as information, it is there. So then why we cannot get it? Because our mind disturbed from thoughts. When your mind disturbed from your own thoughts, you're not going to get it. So that's why when it comes to Vipassana level, in tranquility meditation, we name it another way, and you develop undisturbed mind. See, when you tranquilize the mind, you make mind usable. How? Make it undisturbed. So when you, that's mean when your thoughts, everything settle down, you don't get disturbed. So that's mean there is a way that information start to come. It's always happening. It always happening. But the thing is, we caught up with the thoughts. So the clear comprehension means little by little, we try to access to that, the pure consciousness or the ultimate truth. So ultimate truth means not you're going to experience it by words. So as example, there is the carpenter and create this way, like this way, and then he become completely happy. And if you ask from that carpenter, and can you explain me, can you write or can you explain me how you make this like this way? So by words, there is a limit that the carpenter can go. So then what will happen the rest? That is what we missing mostly. Even with the dharma also the same. Because by words, when there is a limit that we can of course understand. But if we become limited to that, what will happen? We cannot go beyond it. So then in conventional knowledge and everything, that the Vipassana means you go beyond that. So when you are in that journey, there are four kind of things in the Satipatthana, in the Vipassana, there are four kind of clear comprehension that you practice. So yesterday we became very clear with what clear comprehension, 3 steps. And today there are 4 methods, 4 ways that you practice clear comprehension. From here we're going to go for it because of the time. So the one is clear comprehension of purpose. So the clear comprehension of purpose, second one clear comprehension of suitability, and the third one clear comprehension of resort, and the fourth one clear comprehension of non-delusion. So those are the when it comes to clear comprehension, it's going to make complete the idea, the understanding what is the clear comprehension. Sati sampajanya, direct perception. So when it comes to that, the clear comprehension of purpose, that's mean, so if you don't know there is a moment that you can experience in your mind, direct experience without thoughts. You don't look for it because it's not going to happen by mistake. Like there are some kind of methods that the teachers or traditions sometimes it say, you go to mountain and you stay there. I close my eyes, then after that when I open my eyes it was 7 days past, I didn't know what happened. So like that, but this is not like that. This is not going to happen like that way. This is happening by knowingly. That's why you need the dharma. That's why you need the Buddha. So otherwise you have to go through a long journey and research yourself. So somehow clear comprehension of purpose. That means once you know there is a moment that your mind can exist without thoughts, you have to have a purpose to reach to that. So always you have to have the purpose, because our purpose is always look for environment, situation, to depend on situations or depend on information or depend on some kind of wisdom or knowledge. That's why we read books. That's why we listening. So if somebody say, oh, there is a very wise guru or monk or giving talks, oh, there is arahata giving talk, oh, then everybody go. And everybody go there and listening, and maybe they don't understand anything, but still they become so happy. So the clear comprehension of purpose means when you come to that, you don't play that kind of role. No, because you always know there is a wisdom beyond the thoughts. So then you may go and you have the discussion and you have the conversation with that monk or the guru or the teacher or the any kind of person. You will have a discussion, and you will have the discussion and you ask how you get it, rather than whatever the other person saying and believing that. You ask how you get it. Why? Because you know yourself that there is you heard there is the place that you can go beyond the thoughts. So as example, just conventional example, there is a person, say like if the person go hike, then you meet that person and then that person say, oh, there is a place like this. Then what you ask? How to go there? And then as example, there's just imagine this is kind of like a beautiful, something like a gold plate, or maybe that gold credit card, or maybe gold medal or something like this, and you can use everywhere, so valuable. So once when some your friend, show it to you, and what you ask? How you get it? How you get it? So that is what clear comprehension of purpose. You always keep the clarity regarding to achieve beyond the thoughts and to have the clear comprehension. So then it doesn't matter you go to anybody. What you ask? You ask how he get it. But is that what we doing? When we go to temple, or when we go to any place, or when we listening a dhamma, or even when you do any kind of thing, reading a book or anything, what we does? We just follow the information. So we just follow the information regarding whatever other person say, and whatever that person say, we do that. That's it. Not related to our purpose, we look for information. We go ourselves towards the information, not we can that find the information from ourselves to uplift. So that is one thing. So then when you come to that, you will see there are a lot of knowledge. There are no lot of knowledge exist. It's unnecessary. It eat your time. It destroy your time, life. That information you spend your time to learn that, and then finally you understand it is useless. So then half of life you already gone. So like that. But when it comes to the clear comprehension of purpose, it's not like that. It doesn't take that much time. Once you know there is a place that you can exist without thoughts, if you really look for that, it doesn't take that much time. Minimum it take only 7 years. Maximum it take only 7 years if you really look for that. So another thing is clear comprehension of purpose. So even yourself, the effort when you use regarding look for that, we always use the effort, and sometimes it is that unnecessary, and it is a wrong way we use our own energy. In the wrong way we look for that. So then you have to look yourself and looking around you and see, if you look for that knowledge, are you looking it? Is there anyone got it? Is there, have you heard anywhere anybody got it? So that's why the community of the Sangha, from Buddhas to now, 2,600 years, many enlightened masters, recorded, unrecorded, the many ways. Even there are some monks, high priest, and when you have a very, a closer the conversation, and you understand this, and you know, and they can explain how you can get it, and even, and they're not depending on the ideas or the thoughts, then you understand, oh, there is a place that you can live without thoughts. Oh, this I found like this. So like that, the community of Sangha, so you have to look for that. If you look for that, you will find. If you don't look, you don't find. So like that, still there are many enlightened masters, and connected to the clear, the wisdom, and without depending from informations. So another thing is yourself. So when it comes to yourself, so whatever the information or whatever the truth you gather, how you can recognize that is a real truth or not? That is the real mind-blowing question. So maybe you go to enlightened masters, or maybe you go to good teacher or the monk or anybody. How you can recognize, okay, this is the truth. Okay, I recognize it without thoughts. How you can get into that point and understand yourself? When you reach to that, when you connect to that, in that moment, you just experience, in that experience, there is no desire or there is no resistance. You just completely experience. That is, there is no any way that it develop your greed, hatred, or the delusion. It's just become completely pure experience, pure wisdom. When you're able to experience something like that, you know there is something beyond these thoughts. So these thoughts is like a ocean, information is like ocean. It is necessary, it should be there, but at the same time it is conventional, and to get into eternal level, that you have to get out of it. Rather than settling down there, try to get out of it. How? Practicing samatha, tranquility meditation, and vipassana. In that vipassana, sati sampajanya, clear comprehension. So in that clear comprehension, the purpose, the clear comprehension of purpose, always look for the purpose. Now you know there is a way, and look for that and search for it and yourself. And whatever you do, the effort you should keep to the profitable way yourself, not to go into unprofitable way. And at the same time, whatever you see, whatever you gain, we need come to the real experience in that very moment. In your mind, there is no resistance, there is no desire, but still you experience. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata cammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.